Good evening and welcome. You're watching an India Today special investigation. Ever since the Indian Air Force's airstrikes deep inside Pakistan, the Pakistani army has been denying the use of F-16s. They say that just the Chinese-made fighter aircraft were used, the American-made F-16 was not used. Over the next half an hour, using the very latest cutting-edge open-source intelligence techniques, the India Today investigation team will blow apart this Pakistani lie. This is an India Today national exclusive. The India Today open-source intelligence team mined 15,000 videos, 24,000 images. Out of these, we analyzed 2,400 videos and 7,000 images. On the back of that, what you're about to see is conclusive, incontrovertible, irrefutable evidence that Pakistan deployed the F-16 fighter aircraft in the skirmish with the Indian Air Force. And I just want to take a moment before you see this big investigation to explain why this investigation is so important. Because Pakistan has promised to the United States, as per the purchase agreement with the US, that F-16 fighter aircraft will only be used to counter terrorists operating on Pakistani soil. It is not to be used in any external conflict with India. Therefore, not just once, but at least 5 times, the Pakistani army and senior representatives of the Imran Khan government have said, "Humne F-16 use nahi kiya." They were not used at all. Now, using videos, images taken from the United States Air Force, taken from the Pakistani Air Force itself, we will prove, from Pakistan, taken from the United States, that yes, F-16s were used by the Pakistani Air Force in this air skirmish with the Indian Air Force. Sit back and watch what you haven't seen on television before this, a big India Today national exclusive.
So far, Pakistan has been adamant. It's denied the use of F-16s against India in aerial engagements post-Balakot.
उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तान का एक F-16 उन्होंने भी गिराया है। पहली बात तो ये कि पाकिस्तान ने इस तमाम जो एक्शन था उसमें F-16 इस्तेमाल नहीं किया और ऐसी कोई खबर नहीं है कि पाकिस्तान का कोई जहाज गिरा हो। Should you initiate any?
From its military to its civilian administration, everybody refused to admit deployment of American warplanes against India on February 27th.
जहाज मकसूद इस्तेमाल हुए ना उससे मकसूद वक्त ही इस्तेमाल होंगे लेकिन इंशाल्लाह ऐसी चाहते हैं कि गालियां कुल्ले पे जाए ही ना कि F-16 इस्तेमाल करने पर.
In fact, Pakistan tried to hide the whole truth from the world outside right after the February 27th battle.
2 पायलट्स ज़मीन पे जो हमारी फोर्सेस मौजूद थी उन्होंने उनको अपनी अरेस्ट में लिया और जैसे उनके साथ एक महज़ब मुल्क सलूक करता है उसके मुताबिक उनके साथ सलूक किया. एक उनमें से ज़ख्मी थे, उनको हमने CMH मुंतकिल कर दिया है. इंशाल्लाह उनका पूरा ख्याल रखा जाएगा, जबकि दूसरे जो हैं वो हमारे पास हैं.
2 हिंदुस्तान के मिग्स ने पाकिस्तान की रिटेलिएशन में बॉर्डर क्रॉस किया, उनको शूट डाउन किया गया और मैं ये भी आज कहना चाहता हूँ कि पायलट्स हमारे साथ हैं.
The Pakistani establishment contradicted its own statements later, but kept denying the use of F-16s against India. Till these startling admissions were made in Pakistan's National Assembly. On March 6th, right on the floor of the House, Pakistan People's Party leader Bilawal Bhutto identified a pilot involved in the February 27th battle as Hassan Siddiqui.
I would like to make special mention of PAF pilot Hassan Siddiqui, who shot down the Indian aircraft that had violated our sovereign territory.
Then came a quick reply. Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi named a second pilot involved in the combat with India. Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan.
The two Indian planes were shot down. One was shot down by squadron leader Hassan Siddiqui, and we often forget the other hero, Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan, who shot down the other plane.
Pakistan paid tribute to Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan for attacking an Indian jet. But who's this pilot? We are about to reveal his entire background. India Today's open source intelligence team sifted through Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan's career. Our investigation first led us to Nevada, home to Las Vegas, in the United States. Back in July 2010, that's Norman Ali Khan at the Nellis Air Force Base here. Yes, this is him, participating in a joint military exercise with the United States, walking confidently inside the American Air Force facility. And there he is again, flying in a Pakistan Air Force F-16. And here he is once again in a group photograph at the base. Our investigative team sourced these clips from the United States Air Force. These images confirm that Norman Ali Khan was flying F-16s in 2010. And he represented Pakistan in one of the world's most prestigious aerial war games in the United States. Cut forward to March 2018. Here's the Pakistan Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan visiting an air base to fly an F-16 on the Pakistan National Day last year. Here you can see Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan with him. Now take a close look at the shoulder patch on Norman Ali Khan's flight suit. You can see it clearly. He is an F-16 pilot with more than 2,000 hours on the aircraft. Now watch as a patch is put on the chief's flight suit. That's an F-16 squadron patch of the Pakistan Air Force's 5th Squadron. And here's Norman seen in flying gear right behind the Pakistan Air Chief on Pakistan's National Day on March 23rd, 2018. Ready to fly him in an F-16. Now see this video on March 4th this year. Days after the air battle with India, the Pakistan Air Chief visited the forward operating bases. And that's how he greeted Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan during the inspections, patting him for his role in Indian intrusions. All this establishes Wing Commander Norman Ali Khan has been flying F-16s consistently for a decade and no other aircraft. With Pakistan once again claiming that no F-16 was used, the evidence doesn't just speak for itself. It shouts out loud. Special report by Rahul Kawal for India Today.
Remember, an Air Force pilot is quite different from a car driver. You can drive a Mercedes, the next day you can be driving a Lamborghini. Air Force pilots spend their life generally flying only one aircraft. You can shift from one to another, but it takes many years of flying to do so. And therefore, when the Pak foreign minister, in their bluster and bombast, is where the lie got caught out, because the Pakistani foreign minister, in that clip which we showed you from the Pak National Assembly, accepted that there was a second pilot involved. So what our team started doing really is diving deep into establishing who this wing commander Nauman Ali Khan is. We've established through videos released by the Pakistani Air Force, by the American Air Force, that he is an F-16 pilot who was congratulated just a few days after these airstrikes by the Pak Air Force chief himself. Joining us to try and explain the story done through open source intelligence techniques is Air Vice Marshal Sunil Nandotkar. Welcome, sir. With us also is Air Marshal P.S. Ahluwalia, well-known fighter pilot. With us on this broadcast is Jitin Jain. Jitin is a cyber security expert and information warfare expert. He can explain what this evidence really demonstrates. And for a political perspective, I'm joined by national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Aman Sinha. I want to go across to Air Vice Marshal Sunil Nandotkar first, because people may say, sir, that what this story demonstrates is that Nauman Ali Khan is a Pakistani Air Force F-16 pilot. But what if he was flying a JF-17 that day? What if he was flying one of the Chinese-made aircraft? If he's a fighter pilot, वो कुछ भी उड़ा सकता है.
Yeah, Rahul, first of all, compliments to you and your team who has taken so much of pain to get into the roots of what is, easily wished away by Pakistani authorities, both political as well as military. Now, a very pertinent question that you brought forth, that so what if he was a F-16 pilot and today all of a sudden he was asked to sit in a JF-17, and you rightly brought out right in the beginning that, jump from Mercedes to a Lamborghini, can it happen that way? I think it's far-fetched. I don't think that will ever happen. Yes, it does happen with some of the test pilots who do test flying. But what we are talking about is actual operations, and nowhere in the world we have, case where pilots jump from one operational aircraft to other operational aircraft in actual operations. So I think that thought itself is very, very far-fetched. And mind you, you tracked him from 2010 onwards.
Correct.
So it is not that, there have been some gaps, and he has flown the chief on a day of 23rd of March. So without having a continuity on that platform, I don't think any of the acest of the pilots, be it from World War II onwards, has any capability of doing what
Jitin Jain, our biggest lead actually comes from inside Pakistan, where because they are constantly in propaganda mode, it's the Pak Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi to whom we wish to credit this story, because he gave us the name of Wing Commander Nauman Ali Khan. Before that, we knew of Hassan Siddiqui. The Pakistani Foreign Minister is the one who told us that Nauman Ali Khan was involved in this air combat, suggesting that whatever his role may have been, he was involved for sure. So all we had to do was identify and establish who this Nauman Ali Khan is. It's the propaganda that they've been pushing out, which has caught them out now.
Look, Rahul, everybody knows that ISPR is the biggest propaganda machinery in the world. उर्दू में एक शेर है, और शायद अगर गफूर साहब ये देख रहे हैं तो जानेंगे कि बर्बादे गुलिस्तान के लिए कुल्लू ही काफी है, आपके यहाँ तो हर शाख पर उल्लू बैठा है. It is not only ISPR which has been lying. It is their foreign minister which lies in the on the floor of parliament, saying that there is a second pilot involved in the combat. He admits there is a second jet down, but Indian pilots are all accounted for except one which was missing in action. We also agree that there was a second jet which was shot down, and it was F-16. Now, to cover up that lie of F-16, this whole propagated theory of JF-17 only being used against operations in India, F-16 was never used, is being propagated. It has been said by Pakistani Foreign Minister on the floor of parliament by Ghafoor multiple times. And what is surprising is that their own air chief, which is supposed to be honorable man, and is leading a so-called professional army, what they say, he is also conniving in this coterie of lying. Look what your story shows. In 2010, Nauman Ali Khan is shown flying an F-16 aircraft. That time, if you look at open source website which talks about F-16, he had 1,000 hours of flying experience in 2010. Now then we have a video of 2018 where he is gifting a batch of 5th squadron of Pakistan Air Force to his chief, whom he is supposed to fly on Pakistan National Day. So these lies flies as high as Pakistan chief flies as high on National Day, Pakistan Day. And he gives a batch of 5th squadron which only flies F-16 combat aircrafts. So that proves some, and both of them are wearing the same badges in the video.
No, and this can be established
and
very
he's sitting
clearly
in the pilot with the
that a particular squadron usually has, and I think Air Marshal Ahluwalia can explain that better, just one type of fighter aircraft to ensure that there is interoperability between the aircraft. There's usually one squadron. There are some exceptions where there may be a combination of fighter aircraft in one squadron, but that's more the exception than the rule. The fact also is, Air Marshal Ahluwalia, that we've actually been on open source websites and actually gone and seen what the 5th Squadron is made up of. It says on those websites itself that only F-16s are part of the 5th Squadron. So if this pilot is part of the F-16, if all he drives is a Lamborghini, then on the day of this air combat with India, he was most certainly driving a Lamborghini. He couldn't have that day jumped onto a Maruti 800.
This is a video released by ISPR as their propaganda. This is not some open source video. It is a video released by Pakistan. And where you can see his badge, it shows that proud 2017 hours of F-16 Falcon. Now, इधर गफूर साहब में नाव से कि वो तो एक JF-17 था जो हमने लाहौर के चौर बाजार में मॉडिफाई कराया और वो F-16 जैसा दिखता है, वो बैच भी नकली था. If they are, chiefs and pilots wear fake badges, I don't know. I mean, no professional army in the world does that. But then there's a third video which is released by Pakistan government, where this gentleman, Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Saab is praising all the pilots of Pakistan. And again, you have Mr. Noman Ali, Wing Commander Noman Ali Khan, wearing the proud 5th Squadron badge and F-16 badge. So he flew F-16 in 2010, he flew F-16 in 2018, he has been flying F-16 till 2 weeks back, and he has flied his chief on the national day. So Air Chief of Pakistan very well knew that he is an F-16 pilot. They did use F-16, and Pakistan Air Chief, Pakistan government, their ministers, their ISPR, all of them have been lying, and they have been caught pants down today by your channel.
Air Marshal Ahluwalia, as somebody who comes from a military background, I can imagine why the ISPR DG, the Inter-Services PR wing of the Pak Army, lies. It's his job to do propaganda. But I'd expect the Pakistani Air Force chief to be an honorable man. He's leading a professional Air Force. The man is part of these lying PSYOP operations as well. And all of that coming apart through videos taken from Pakistani and American Air Force sites. What do you make of our investigation, Air Marshal Ahluwalia?
As Rahul, you're quite aware that Pakistan has been living in a state of denial, not only with respect to their military activities, but with respect to their entire existence itself. So therefore, them denying something is not unusual. They have denied even the latest Balakot strikes. They have said nothing happened over there, etc. There is no doubt that you have proven beyond doubt that this wing commander is an F-16 pilot. And there is more than that, enough proof to expose that the F-16 were very much part of the formations that came into the Nowshera sector on the 27th of February. And the AMRAAM canister, the AMRAAM debris, which obviously has fallen onto our side of the LOC, is a clear-cut example that Pakistan was using the F-16. In the bargain, they also lost another F-16 within their own line of control, within the Pakistan-occupied territory, and I think that itself also is an indication. The next thing was that as far as the radar signatures are concerned, it was very clear that F-16s were in this entire formation of approximately maybe 12 aircraft. That was also very clearly proven. And I think we need to put out those radar pictures to show that this was the F-16. And very importantly, the air situation, which was actually built by the pilots who were in the air, that itself can also give you all the clues that yes, the F-16s did participate in this. And I think the Americans are quite aware. And with this kind of an exposure that you've given, they will be even more convinced. And leave alone the administration, is the Congress that will actually activate all the action that is to be taken for using the F-16 in an offensive role against India rather than what they got it for, which was for terrorism.
Can you explain, Air Marshal Ahluwalia, whether the Pakistani, because they're just full of lies, right? So I'm wondering what lie they can throw at us. They can say next, yes, he's an F-16 pilot. Yes, he flew the F-16 in 2010. He flew the F-16 in 2018. But that day he was not flying an F-16. He was flying something else. Now, if I'm a car driver, that sounds believable. I may be driving an automatic one day, a manual gear one day. Is that possible with fighter pilots? How far-fetched would it be for a professional air warrior to believe that Nauman Ali Khan is an F-16 pilot on most days, except on the day when he was supposedly flying a JF-17?
It is absurd. It is absolutely absurd for anybody to try and cover up in this kind of a denial manner. You see, the pilots are trained. You cannot have gaps in their training. Their currency, their currency is very, very important. And you can't say that today I'm flying an F-16 and tomorrow I'll fly the JF-16, and especially into combat. So there has to be currency. They have to have continuity in their flying. They cannot change like that. And undoubtedly, I can tell you that he is part of the F-16 formations that obviously came into our territory across the LOC, and then of course they ran back again when they saw that all the Indian Air Force fighters, they took off to intercept them. So there is no question of this guy being such an exceptional human being and an exceptional pilot who will keep jumping from one cockpit to another, and especially when he's going into such operational conditions where he's expected to perform to the maximum envelope not only of himself but of the aircraft.
Jitin, I wonder what were the Pakistanis even thinking that you're giving out a name of a pilot. They obviously think that no one's applying their mind. There are so many videos, still pictures of Nauman Ali Khan flying an F-16.
You see, Imran Khan was nominated for Nobel Prize by the Pakistani Parliament, and I'm sure they can give him a Nobel for the literature, because the best literature of lies has been written by the Pakistani Parliament. Now, see, this blabbermouth said that here is a second pilot. He's a combat pilot. He was involved in the combat against India. He is admitting that he fired ammunition, AMRAAM missiles on an Indian aircraft. So that means you're admitting that you target Indian military installations. Few days back, ISPR was saying we did not target any military installations. Now, when your combat pilot is caught as an F-16 pilot, the only thing what left by Pakistan to, as an honorable exit is that Ghafoor might tomorrow get up and say that, look, that Falcon logo is actually of a falcon bird which we sell in Saudi Arabia, or this 5 Squadron is basically a taxi company which flies, sorties in Lahore taxi motorways. So if any honorable force, any honorable government will always honor the sacrifice and valor of their soldiers. A government, an army which does not even, admit and honor the sacrifices or the operations by their own countrymen. I don't know what sort of army Pakistan has and why Pakistani soldiers are fighting for such a government which do not even acknowledge the dead. I mean, 2 pilots which died on the soil of Pakistan, the F-16 which crashed, they are not even on record. What kind of army are you which do not even acknowledge the dead, and you only celebrate the lies day and out?
Let me get a reaction from Aman Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP. I wanted to keep Netas out of it because this is just pure open source intelligence techniques, videos emerging from Pakistan which prove Pakistan's lies. But this whole matter has been so politicized that it's important, Aman, for the BJP and the government also to come in on this lie and the deception that's being put out by Pakistan, where they make it seem as if F-16s weren't used. The fact is their own pilot, whose video we now have, is sitting inside an F-16 multiple times and flying nothing but an F-16.
Rahul, I wish to compliment you and the India Today group on the important revelations and investigative journalism that you have carried out, which has led to Pakistani lies being miserably exposed before the entire world. And Rahul, these are all official videos and pictures which you have relied upon. I do not think they could be denied in any manner at all. But you would recall that Indian Air Force had a press briefing and they had said that Pakistani F-16 fighters were involved in the action from Pakistani side. There were electronic footprints which are unique to that aircraft. AMRAAM missiles were used. In fact, we had a portion of AMRAAM missiles falling into Indian territory. And now all the revelations that have come out in open, which you've carried out, clearly there is no any doubt about the fact that F-16 was indeed used, and you have proven it beyond doubt. Not only that, Rahul, these F-16 fighters which were coming through, one of them was shot down by Captain Abhinandan, and 2 Pakistani pilots who died, the Pakistani people, they lynched their own pilots and disowned them. So what credibility do you expect from a country or a government which lynches and kills and disowns their own people? And therefore the entire world knows the kind of epicenter that Pakistan has become, not only for global terror but a hub of lies, and they have no credibility at all. And therefore I wish to again compliment you and reiterate that the Pakistani F-16 fighters were clearly involved, and this is what your report proves beyond any shadow of doubt.
Vice Marshal, there are multiple points which point in the same direction. The fact that the AMRAAM missile was used, the fact that eyewitnesses on the ground speak of 2 people ejecting from a plane. They say they saw 3 shoots coming out, and even the AMRAAM air-to-air missile can only come out of an F-16. You can't put it somewhere else and therefore make it seem as if it didn't come out of an F-16 and that AMRAAM landed on Indian soil. It's all adding up.
Yeah, Rahul, it has been sequentially brought out rightly that we have a combat situation. 2 actions, they were immediate. That is, one is of the ejection, which many videos were floating around that time, that 3 shoots were coming down and people heading towards those ejection areas. Immediately after that, we find that there is an AMRAAM missile proof that is landed up on our soil. Thereafter, immediately, next thing we get is the pictures of F-16 debris on Pakistani side, where NLI people are around that and giving us adequate proof that they are trying to clear up that debris, and the engine is definitely F-16 engine. And from there till the first time when Pakistan started advertising that it was not F-16, it was JF-17. JF-17 nowhere near carries AMRAAM in the history that we know.
I want to go across now for a voice from Pakistan. Group Captain Sultan Ali is a former Pak Air Force officer. He's been on our show multiple times denying the use of F-16 fighter aircrafts in this battle. Sultan Ali, we just played out for our viewers a comment made by Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, where he mentions the name of a wing commander, Nauman Ali Khan, who along with Hassan Siddiqui was involved in the air combat with India. Then, using open source intelligence techniques, we started doing a deep dive into who Wing Commander Nauman Ali Khan was. We looked at 15,000 videos, 28,000 images, and established beyond doubt, and those pictures are playing on our screen right now, that Nauman Ali Khan is an F-16 pilot. We pulled out videos from the United States, an air exercise with the American Air Force in Nevada, where he's flying an F-16 in March 2018. He's flying your Pak Army Air Force chief in an F-16, and days after this air combat as well, he's being congratulated by the Pak Air Force chief. You're a professional officer, or I hope that you are. What do you make of this India Today expose, which shows that Pakistan has been lying repeatedly? The man you claim is a hero for you, the one you claim brought down some kind of an aircraft, is an F-16 pilot, but nothing else. He is an F-16 pilot. Your lie, Group Captain, has been completely demolished.
Okay, Rahul, first things first, if a person flies an F-16 doesn't mean that he will fly an F-16 for the rest of his life. You have videos, you have pictures of 2018. This is 2019.
We have got a video of 2019 where he's wearing a Falcon badge. Sorry, this is why this investigation is important. And not only a 2019 video, the 2019 video is of air aggression by Pakistan, where they came inside our territory. It is of March 4th. Well, 1 week after the airstrikes, even on that day, he belongs to the 5th Squadron. He's a Falcon pilot even on that day.
Sir, so you understand the value of the badge that an officer carries. It says that he's a 5th Squadron fighter. You go and check on your own websites what the 5th Squadron comprises. You can check it now if you want. They only have in that squadron the F-16 and nothing else. Aapka jhoot pakda gaya, sir.
Abhi pasina chhoot raha hai aapka camera pe.
Acha. बात सारी बात ये है, my dear sirs, that I don't have to check up on any website. I know my squadrons at my fingertips, having served in the Air Force and I'm a decorated officer, but the fact remains that what are you exactly trying to prove? Are you trying to say that we did not shoot you down?
Sir, I am saying that Pakistan has denied at least 5 times. The Pak Foreign Minister, the Pak Information Minister, the DG ISPR, who I think is the biggest liar in Pakistan, Ghafoor, has been saying again and again that F-16s were not used. Conclusively, that the pilots who were involved in this operation were F-16 pilots. You yourself are congratulating them for the role they played in the skirmish, demonstrating beyond doubt that you violated your treaties with the United States and that you deployed for action against India the F-16, which you are only supposed to use for counter-terror. Sultan Ali.
Well, this was counter-terror because you were on a terrorist mission, firstly. Secondly, let me tell you that I think there has been some misunderstanding somewhere. We have never said that we have not used F-16s. We have used F-16s only for defense purposes, remaining on our side of the border.
So here is the first twist.
No treaty prohibits.
Oh, thank you for admitting the truth. This will go on record as the first admission from a person, uniformed personnel, ex-uniform person from Pakistan, that you did use F-16.
No, we just
so that means your Ghafoor was lying, your Prime Minister was lying, you are a factory of lies, you are a nation of lies. Naya Pakistan is a jhoota Pakistan, besharam Pakistan, behaya Pakistan. Your chief, who does not even acknowledge that the pilot who flew on a national day with him is an F-16 pilot. Come on, have some shame. Give him that honor. Tell him that, yes, he is the pilot who flew me on National Day of Pakistan last year. He is an F-16 pilot. Acknowledge his valor if you really respect your soldiers.
Well,
because you are a country which did not even admit the thousands of soldiers who died in the Kargil conflict. You do not even take back their bodies. What kind of a nation are you?
Talk about 27th of February 2019. What happened to you?
Yeah, a lie, propaganda, factory of lies.
Now you can't swallow it, and you are coming up with a news story every day.
Well, you tell us the story. Did you use the 16?
Sultan Ali, General Ghafoor, who runs the propaganda factory of the Pakistani army, said not once but twice, and I played it out on our channel, where he says the F-16 fighter aircraft were not used in this air combat with India. Our investigation demonstrates conclusively that your general is lying. He's a liar. That lie stands exposed in the eyes of the whole wide world.
Well, I think you fail to understand him. He never said that we did not use our F-16s, because we are using our F-16s for caps every day for a defensive purposes, remaining on our side of the border, for which we are authorized to do so.
Okay. So you are saying that your foreign minister lies on the floor of parliament. Your defense pilot on a combat air patrol shot down an Indian aircraft. This is what you are claiming.
1 second. I want to show you what Ghafoor said. Okay, listen to Ghafoor. You know Ghafoor? Now don't tell me you don't know who Ghafoor is, because next they'll say, who is this Nauman Ali Khan? We don't know him. Who's Ghafoor? We don't know him. Ghafoor doesn't talk for Pakistan. He is your liar-in-chief. He's your liar-in-chief. Listen to Ghafoor. 1 second. Sultan Ali, listen to Ghafoor.
Rahul,
listen to Ghafoor.
उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तान का एक F-16 उन्होंने भी गिराया है। पहली बात तो ये कि पाकिस्तान ने इस तमाम जो एक्शन था उसमें F-16 इस्तेमाल नहीं किया, और ऐसी कोई खबर नहीं है कि पाकिस्तान का कोई जहाज गिरा हो।
Ghafoor on TV, and I want Ali for you to listen to him again, is saying we never used the F-16. I will play that out. You need to hear this because you can't deny. It is caught on video. We have the audio. Ghafoor once again for you in your face saying the F-16 was not used in the entire operation. No offensive role, no defensive role. He says we did not use the F-16. Listen to Ghafoor.
उन्होंने कहा कि पाकिस्तान का एक F-16 उन्होंने भी गिराया है। पहली बात तो ये कि पाकिस्तान ने इस तमाम जो एक्शन था उसमें F-16 इस्तेमाल नहीं किया, और ऐसी कोई खबर नहीं है कि पाकिस्तान का कोई जहाज गिरा हो।
सुल्तान अली, F-16 नहीं यूज किया कॉम्बैट में, ऑपरेशन में।
He is nailing your lie where you are claiming that you have shot down an F-16.
Sir, 1 second. I am on the issue here of whether an F-16 was used in this operation or not. You need to come up with a better defense or accept that you've been lying all this while. No, the F-16 was used. The Air Vice Marshal wants to come in.
Rahul, let's give him due that he has used F-16 for his defense. but the very fact that the F-16 debris have fallen on their land, whether he was
No,
on
the AMRAAM debris is falling on our land.
That defensive maneuvering of F-16 or offensive maneuvering, we are not interested, but the Indian Air Force has shot down one F-16.
And AMRAAM debris is falling on Indian soil. On a defensive patrol, you fire AMRAAMs, that debris lands on Indian soil.
Ghafoor fired, AMRAAM from his car. Tomorrow you may say that Ghafoor fired AMRAAM from his car sitting in ISPR headquarters.
No,
you can lie anything.
Listen. Now, see, there is a contradiction there, what he is saying and what the IPR fellow Ghafoor has said. Because F-16, if it was not used, where is this defensive F-16 was what is doing, and why
which defensive F-16 is firing AMRAAM missiles?
That is what I'm saying. See, which F-16 was firing this AMRAAM towards Indian soil, and for what?
Sultan Ali, you claim to be a decorated Air Force pilot in Pakistan. Which F-16 on in a defensive air combat operation fires F-16s, the debris of which lands on Indian territory?
No, unless Indians have
Are you sticking to your false claim of shooting down an F-16?
Sir, I am here in this investigation blowing apart Pakistan's lie that F-16s were not used. Are you first willing to accept that you've been lying and that lie has been demolished?
No, Sultan Ali...
Your lie and demolish your lie that you shot down an F-16 because you never did.
Sultan Ali, you are now trying to go off on another tangent. I'm making a simple point. Do you concede, because you've been caught saying that F-16s were not used, that F-16s were used in this operation? Accept that first.
No,
they were not used in this operation, but they are being used regularly for combat air patrol for the defense of the
You just
territory
said that it was used. You just 5 minutes back you said
before I ran Ghafoor, you were saying something else.
In that operation. Come on, you just said 5 minutes back.
I'm sticking to my point. I'm saying that we continue to use them for combat air patrol for the defense of the territory of Pakistan.
Just a minute. So Sultan Ali, what you're trying to say is that they were used only for defensive purposes during this entire operation that Pakistan undertook, and
not while this they operation, were used, sir. Every day we are using
yes, every day.
For combat air patrols remaining on our side.
Exactly. So every day you have been using F-16 for your defense, and the day that operation took place, you kept them all in the shelters to for some reason, and only launched rest of the forces for your defense as well as offense, and this AMRAAM came out of some ground fire. I mean,
it came from an artillery shell inside ISPR. It came from an artillery shell inside ISPR. That's how the AMRAAM reached India.
We are all professional pilots.
When you claim to be a decorated professional officer.
You're talking about an AMRAAM coming off an artillery shell.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring out the absurdity of your argument.
No, let's talk. Let's talk on Sultan Ali. Let's talk on professional.
So you fired an AMRAAM from an artillery shell. Thank you.
Sir, that's what I'm saying. That's what you are claiming now.
Sultan Ali, let's talk on professional.
I'm not claiming. You're the one who is saying that.
Yeah, no, we said Ghafoor will say that, Baba. We are saying, sir, Mr. Ghafoor will say that.
Ghafoor never said that AMRAAM came from artillery.
Oh, come on.
You said it.
So he is accepting that AMRAAM has come out.
1 second. So you accepted an AMRAAM came. 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir.
That AMRAAM's come out of artillery.
No, AMRAAM has come out of F-16.
Sultan Ali, I was trying to bring out the hypocrisy of your argument. AMRAAM, you're conceding the point. Don't go delirious. Don't go wild, Sultan Ali.
No.
It only brings out your point that the AMRAAM only comes out of an F-16. If the AMRAAM debris landed in India, it could have only come out of an F-16. That's the point I'm making. You can't claim it came out of an artillery gun.
I have you on record. I recorded this and I'm going to play it over and over.
The very fact that that now the denial is going into hysteria. That itself indicates that this denial is going to be carried on, because there is a huge stakes to
what's at stake? Explain that to our viewers.
Absolutely. See,
why is it important for Pakistan to keep lying about the F-16?
These weapon systems and the platforms were given to Pakistan for a specific purpose by Americans. Now with the present scenario, with the relations that are going on and what is coming into Pakistan soil, everybody in Pakistan is scared as to how things are going to be managed hereafter, because the Indian Air Force, the Indian armed forces as such, are, their capability is what it is, the whole world knows. And step by step,
Yeah, you displayed it on 27th of February.
Yeah, that's okay. But step by step, you are trying to say that F-16s are daily used for air defense purposes. AMRAAM can only be fired from F-16. All these things you have accepted. And on that very day, F-16s were kept on the ground for some reason by professional Air Force.
No, he said they were in air. They were in air.
Before I ran the Ghafoor comment, Sultan Ali had a different line. Yes, we used the head. Now the moment I ran Ghafoor, then suddenly Sultan Ali is panicking, he's becoming delirious. He's saying, oh, now that...
One line question. Just one line question. You said you know the squadrons on the fingertips. Which aircraft does 15th Squadron of Pakistan Air Force flies?
19.
Just one question.
19 Squadron.
5th Squadron of Pakistan Air Force, which aircraft do they fly?
5 Squadron.
Combat.
Why do you want to know that when you know the answer?
No, you tell us.
Answer. You said you
what
know
is
it
the
on
answer?
fingertips.
You tell us what is the answer. Which plane do they fly? You tell me the answer.
What is the purpose of this question?
No, you
is
give us the answer.
Leading us anywhere?
No, the purpose of discussion for us is to understand the use of F-16 and AMRAAM missile on the day of the operation by Pakistani Air Force is what we would like to understand from you.
No, just the purpose of the question is, I want to know whether you know your Air Force well enough or not. Which fighter aircraft does the 5th Squadron fly, Sultan Ali? Answer my question.
Sir, the fact of the matter is that you lost 2 aircraft. You cannot swallow it. Now you are coming round and round. It's coming somehow.
I will tell you which aircraft. Your chief, he wears proudly a badge of 5th Squadron and he flies F-16 on last year on the National Day of Pakistan. Even this year on 23rd of May, 2 days, 23rd of March, 2 days back, he again wears the badge of 5th Squadron of Pakistan Air Force, Falcon Reborn, then he flies an F-16. Now go and tell your chief to lie or say that your chief is a liar, your foreign minister is a liar, you are a liar and you have lost what kind of aircraft your Air Force flies. Say that 5th Air, now only defense you have left is that, sir, you have to tell the truth. You have to tell the world, yes, Noman Ali Khan, named by a foreign minister, Wing Commander Noman Ali Khan, is a combat pilot who is a part of 5th Squadron of Pakistan. He has been flying consistently F-16 for 10 years. As told by your foreign minister, he was involved in the combat with India. He fired AMRAAM missiles from his aircraft and apologized to the world for lying.
So, you know, what is very clear and which is
we should apologize that why we shot down your 2 aircraft.
So which is
you first admit that you used F-16. You first admit that you used F-16.
2 aircraft of an Indian Air Force which claims supremacy. It starts from there. We shot you down, we shattered your myths.
Ended that F-16 was shot down.
Tell that F-16 was used. Admit.
You know why?
F-16 was never shot down. How can you shoot down?
Why Sultan Ali is delirious on this broadcast, as would be everyone in Pakistan, is because this lie that's being put out about F-16s not being used has been irrefutably demolished on India Today this evening. Our investigation leaves absolutely no scope for doubt. Through these videos, you know, you can't even say that this is a Pak video. Through videos released by the United States Air Force, we've been able to demonstrate in a joint exercise with the US Air Force, Noman Ali Khan is flying the F-16. He flew the F-16 as recently as March 2018, and he is in the same video as the Pak Air Force chief. Now, I find it difficult to fathom that the Air Force chief would be part of propaganda, that he would be lying as well. It demonstrates this to be a country of liars, an army that is willing to lie at the highest levels. That is very, very difficult to digest. The ISPR job is to do propaganda. Ghafoor lies all the time. The Pak Air Force chief's lies have also been demolished. He's coming out of an F-16 cockpit. You are calling him a hero of your combat operation. Then you can't say that F-16s were not used. Pakistan's lie demolished beyond doubt. I want to thank all our guests, Marshal Aluwali, Aman Sinha, their Vice Marshal in the studio, and Jitin Jain.
And this was a Pakistan Day gift from all of us Indians to your ISPR, that your propaganda machinery will no longer work in India. We'll give you many more gifts. Do you run propaganda and we'll bust them? Get ready.
The propaganda machine of the Pakistani army has been derailed quite badly. I would love to see the reaction on Ghafoor's face right now. Pakistan's biggest liar caught in a comment which demonstrates how he was lying through his teeth. Your foreign minister is talking about a pilot. All you need to do is check what that pilot does, what he's been doing, look at his track record. and you knew and you know then what plane that pilot was flying on the day of these combat missions with the Indian Air Force. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Ghafoor, send me a reaction when you see this.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.